Now, Ray, Martinelli made the squad. Jesus made the squad as well. No place for Gabriel, though. Disappointing.
Yeah, I think it is. I think he's been brilliant. He really has. Him and Saliba at centre-half position have been a real rock at the back. Like the old days, really, when I go back to Martin Keown, Baldy and Tony Adams and players like that. I think they've been really settled at the back. I know Ben White he's probably playing out of position, but he's had a great season so far as well. Probably the left-back area has been the area where it's kept chopping and changing. Zinchenko's played there, Tierney's played there, Tommy Yesu's played there. So that's where they haven't had a settled left-back at this present time. But Gabriel's got to be a little bit hard done by there.
I'm really surprised, Ray, I've got to say.
They must have a lot of depth there.
That's the word.
Thiago Silva, obviously ageing, but he's still a very important player for probably the dressing room area as well.
Danny Alves, I know he's not centre, but Danny Alves,
I think Firmino.
That's the two major surprises for me in the Brazil squad, Firmino and Gabriel.
Looks like Martinelli's got the call up above Firmino. If you were the man making the decisions, what would you do there?
Well, Martinelli's been brilliant. He really has. And sometimes managers will look at certain games, and he was excellent against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool are top side. Yeah. Now, Martinelli was probably one of the better players out there, and you could see how lively he was, running at players. And the Brazilian manager might have thought, wow, this is the sort of player I want in my squad. So, yeah, he's a live one from the bench. If you get to the last 25 minutes and he doesn't start, Martinelli, you bring him on and he's straight into the action. So that might be the plan for Brazil when they're tiring, the centre halves or the full-backs of tiring. Put fresh legs on like Martinelli, who's going to run right in behind you and make it difficult for any centre half or any fullback.
See, the one thing is they've got a great.
You don't like pace, do you, people?
No,
when you're playing against players, you don't want
people
pace.
Running at you with pace.
No, back in the day, Ronaldo was at United. You don't want him in money. Ashley Cole was the only one who could handle him. Ronaldo.
Really?
Yeah, he was tremendous.
That was a real good battle, that was, down the left-hand side.
Did Ronaldo say that Ashley Cole was the most difficult player he'd come up against?
Because Ashley was quick as well. He could, off the mark, over 5 yards, Ashley was running the quickest.
Can I ask a question about Gabriel? So, being left out, there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans that are delighted because it will protect him and he can go and have a rest. But
do you think it's a bonus if he left out of squad?
Well,
I want to keep playing.
Do you think it would? Do you think it's going to affect his confidence?
I think it could affect you sometimes.
100%.
When you're not playing, you're training and suddenly you take your foot off the pedal a little bit,
man.
And you play more games in the Premier League than the World Cup. If you look at it on paper, you're going to be playing loads of games in the Premier League, and you've got cup games, you've got this, you've got that. So I
tell you, the boys had been on. They've thrown up another name that's considered himself unlucky, and they're 100% spot on. That's Joe Linton up in Newcastle.
Yeah, he's had a great season.
What an improvement!
Turnaround.
That's remarkable.
Yeah,
his work rate. Yeah.
Can I ask? Are Brazil the favourites for you guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Definitely.
Me too. Okay, Gareth Southgate picks his England World Cup. Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I'm just going to move on.
Well answered.
I thought you were just saying who do you fancy to win it.
Tell me why then. Yeah, they're my favourites as well. Who's your close second then?
That's a big. Kante's a big blow for France being out. So there will probably be second favourites, won't they? France. I've got a sneaky feeling Spain might have a good tournament as well. And that's a young team, but I think that they've got young players who they can step up and not. The occasion don't get to them. Yeah. They could have a good tournament.
Where's England in this for you, do you think, in terms of favourites?
Well, the group is no problem. Yeah. It should be if there's a problem in this group.
Words.
Then you got a problem. Yeah. Should be no problem, but if it is, you've got a massive problem.
When you're out.
Because you should be beating, no disrespect to the nations, Iran, USA, Wales. Look, they give them a game, USA. They'll be fit and ready to go and trying to. Wales, of course, Wales will be up for it. But then if it goes through the way it should do, Senegal, they might get them. I think they get them in the last 16, and if they get through Senegal, then it could be France. That's the way the group goes.
That's the way it will go.
I'll tell you what I think they are.
That'd be quarterfinals.
I think they're in the mix, but I wouldn't have them down as favourites.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a couple of injury boosts. Reece James could be back, and this wouldn't be for the first game. It looks like this is what's been reported, that he's been told he could be fit in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So if he is fit in 3 weeks, are you taking him?
Well, he's a young player, so you haven't got that to worry about. I think he's been such an influential player for Chelsea, then it'd be hard to leave him out. And he would be first choice if he was fit.
Yeah.
So the latter stage, I can't see a problem in the group. I'll be amazed if they don't come top. Then further down the line, he might come in and step in and play an important role in England getting to the final or semi-final.
That's what I'm with Reece James.
I think you've got to put him in if he's fit.
Who's going to be your first choice right back if he's not fit for the
Depends
first
on
game,
what system you play, really.
What would you play?
Well, I worry about centre-half position with two, if Harry Maguire plays, because he has not had a lot of football. I think Trippier will start because he's steady, and he's had a great season at Newcastle so far. So I think he'll start at right back. I think Luke Shaw maybe at left back, because Chilwell probably would have been in that position, but he can't play.
I would have,
probably Luke Shaw.
It's a funny one, Ray.
Or would you play Trippier left back?
Well, Gareth might.
He's done that before.
Luke Shaw's definitely had more game time than Ben.
Yeah. And then put Trent on the right hand side.
Would you put Trent on the right?
If you're playing a three at the back, I think you've got to play him because he's better going forward, isn't he? And you've got nothing shorts behind you to. But I think we've got too many good attacking players. I want to see a 4-2-3-1 and really have a go at teams and be adventurous a little bit more. Because I think we've got excellent players going forward. Whoever it's going to be.
Who is that going to be? If you've got Harry Kane
I think you've got to play Bellingham and Rice in midfield. That'd be my two midfielders. Because Bellingham is a box-to-box player. Fantastic talent, and he's going to get better, and he's not fazed by big games like he's shown in Champions League. Then there's a big question who you play. Mason Mount he seems to like, so I think Mason Mount might be in that midfield as well. Then on the wide areas you could argue, again, he's a very loyal man, Gareth, and he might go with Sterling because he's never let England down, or he could go with people in form, probably be more Saka and Foden on each side, who's got a little bit of pace and go past players. So it's going to be interesting what Gareth does. And James, I know the big question is James Maddison. He's got to be on the plane as well.
I think he's got.
I think he's been so good, and you've got to play players in form. For me, he's a certainty for the plane.
And that's 3 yeses in the studio for James Maddison.
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely.
Big thumbs up. Heavy thumbs up.
We get to find out in 2 days' time. So the squad is announced on Thursday. The England squad ahead of the World Cup.
I'm allowed to be excited. I'm actually excited to find an England squad.
How many are going to pick?
26.
Yeah.
Is it 26? Because I heard there was going to be a massive squad or something, and then he's going to cut it down again.
Well, I think it was like a 50-something man squad that was already kind of behind the scenes announced, which is what he gets to pick from.
And he's got 26 to.
And then you whittle it down. Yeah. Okay, so we get to find out on Thursday.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.